But I don't know what y'all found, but I'm going to say this right now to save us some time. I don't know what happened to Mike. I don't have nothing to do with what happened to Mike. I have not a clue what happened to Mike.
Why would all that stuff be in your room?
I have an innocent man buried on my property rotting. Can I keep my stuff by the way?
No, I'm saying that I did not do it, and he's saying I'm going to lose everything. And why should I lose everything when I didn't kill the man?
Suspects sometimes think they can make their way out of jail by playing it smart and trying to outsmart the detectives. But what happens when they fail miserably and only make it worse for themselves? Here are 5 of the most incredible times when suspects thought that they were smarter than the detectives, but it turned out to be quite the opposite, starting with 41-year-old Malik Abdul Salam, who, in December 2019, was picked up as a suspect in the murder of 31-year-old Mikhail Kabedi.
Although I have enjoyed talking to you and your Academy Award-winning performance, this is your opportunity to set the record straight, because I don't think you're a cold-blooded killer.
Mike, who is Malik's seller, had been missing for quite a while. His body was found a mile from Malik's house, wrapped up and thrown over the bridge. Detectives believe Malik is actually the murderer, but they want to be sure first. Of all the times suspects have tried to fool detectives, this is one where the suspect thought he was the smarter one in the room, when in fact he was digging his own grave.
It's the same thing. I just want you to listen, okay? So we've been investigating this case probably since Wednesday, Thursday, and we've learned a lot of information. We've got different perspectives from different people, the victim's friends, the victim's associates, some people that know you, and that what kind of led us to where we are today. Okay. I understand that you were involved in some type of conflict with somebody, and I think probably things got out of hand, and we just want to hear your side of the story, your perspective. I've got one side of the story. I'd like to have your side. So, because of that, I don't see there's any reason to disagree with you, but because you're under arrest, I've got to read your rights to you. So I want to read your rights to you, and then I'll kind of explain from there. But I just want to kind of lay the foundation.
What am I under arrest for?
Right now you're under arrest for disposal. The warrant is for disposal of a dead body.
I can barely walk.
Right. I'm just telling you that's what the warrant's for.
There's a lot of information we want to be able to give to you and provide to you during this process too. It's like it's a two-way. We're hoping this.
Can I show you something?
Sure.
My ankle is swollen, bro, and it's been like that for probably. I got a doctor's note.
Well, you know what? Okay,
good.
We appreciate.
Look, and I'm telling you, bro, like disposal.
Well, listen. We appreciate you telling us that, and that's part of the reason why we're here, is because we want to get that type of information. We want to hear everything that you have to say. We want to know about that.
At this point, detectives hadn't revealed who the dead body was, and in order to test Malik's reaction, they read him his rights. Not only are his reactions theatrical, they are also suspicious to the detectives questioning him. Malik's first mistake is when he didn't question who was actually murdered and why he was being charged for it. Instead, he jumped to defend himself. Whenever cops say, "We want to hear your side of the story," it usually means they have little to no evidence on you, but want you to fill the blanks in and incriminate yourself.
You have medication at all?
No.
Nothing for pain for your knee?
No.
All right.
For someone who has a leg injury, because of which he can barely walk, Malik denies he's taking any medicine for it. He then is read his Miranda rights, and despite putting up a performance, he doesn't fight it or complain about it.
If you want to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering questions at any time. You also have the right to stop answering questions at any time if you want to talk to a lawyer.
All right.
You understand all that?
Yeah.
Okay. I put my initials here because I read those to you. I know this is kind of ridiculous. This is what we got to go through. So what I would like you to do is, if you want to read this aloud or read it to yourself, you can, and then sign here just saying that you understand what your rights are. That's all you're agreeing to, that you understand what's going on. Great.
Right after having been read his rights is the crucial moment when he can either call for a lawyer to end the interrogation or fall into the detective's trap and start talking, and the latter is exactly what Malik does.
Me and Mike.
Okay, so when's the last time you saw him?
Had to have been probably about a week and a half ago.
Okay. And so how do you know him?
Abu introduced me and Mike through school. Smoke. I'll probably buy 3.5
grams
from him.
Right.
$40, bro.
Uh-huh.
Always money up front.
You buy it from Abu or from Mike?
From Mike.
Okay.
I met him, go over to this crib, smoked a couple times on our lunch breaks, man.
Right. Every minute. So you say go to his crib or go to Abu's crib?
We go to his crib, Mike's crib.
So how many times have you bought from him, you think?
Probably twice.
All right. Over a course of what period?
Probably a month or two. I don't even know. Huh. It's just something like new.
I ain't the weed police. I'm just asking for.
It's probably something like new.
All right. So, but you're talking about a couple grams at a time? Like
yeah, and it's never nothing. It's never an IOU. It's never a I'll pay you on Friday. It's here you go and here I go. And his weed is good and my money is good and me and Mike are cool.
Okay.
Having been asked about his relationship with Mike, Malik starts talking about it and says everything's perfectly fine, but Malik thinks he knows better and does not question for a second why the police are asking him about his relationship with Mike, the deceased person in this case. All of us know that if the police ask you for information on a person, it is because most likely they are dead and you're the suspect.
You said over a month or two. And so, go ahead.
Go ahead. That disposal of a... Never mind. What?
Tripping you out?
I'm in school, bruh.
Yeah. Right. You're making some of yourself. Absolutely. And so we don't want to derail that. That's why we're trying to get your kind of side of the story.
Okay. Despite showing shock at the situation, Malik doesn't ask for a lawyer and continues talking. Detectives then question Malik about what seems to be a drug deal gone bad.
They tell you why me and Abu, we cool, we talk, you know what I'm saying? So I believe I probably mentioned, like, Abu, I got a family member, he got his hands on some pills.
So you know what I'm saying? What kind of pills did Mike think he buying?
Percocet, Perc 10s.
10s? Okay.
Yep, Perc 10s. Yep.
And it was for $5.50 for 80.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you set him up with the uncle and they went direct, or are you in the middle?
Everything was like my uncle, where we was parked and where he was parked, he can see Mike. Because I was pointing to him like, that's the guy. He's good. He's not.
How did the deal work? Did you bring Mike to the car, or you took the money to the car?
I took the money to the car.
All right, so Mike gave you the $5.50, and you took it to the car.
Yeah, and then I took the pills from my uncle, and then brought it right back to the car.
All right, and then where did that happen at? What?
In the Mark complex,
the apartment complex?
Alexandria. Yep, in the parking lot. But the pills were fake.
From the get-go?
From the get-go. I don't know pills.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. Like I said, listen, when I tell you I've been in the streets for a while, every protocol that I was supposed to follow to verify, to make sure that this thing was good, I didn't do. You know what I'm saying? I just had the pills. I trusted he was my uncle. Mike trusted me. Like I said,
you were kind of put in the middle of it.
You know.
So did you really know the pills were fake or didn't you?
I swear I didn't.
So far, it seems something went wrong, and Malik paints himself just as a middleman. But detectives know there's gotta be something more than that.
Who called the bluff on that?
What do you mean?
Like, who knew they were fake?
Well, Mike found out they were fake.
How did he find out?
I guess he looked them up.
This is after he bought them?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
after the deal was done, where'd y'all go?
So I left, you know. Matter of fact, my son was with me. So I left, went, picked up my son, came right back. Let Mike know, look, I ain't on no BS, bruh. You know what I mean? We cool. Let's try to find my uncle. You know what I'm saying? So uncle gave us a runaround for a few days. Blase, blah.
So what did you do to go about getting his money back?
I couldn't do anything but...
Did y'all make a road trip or anything?
We came to St. Mary's to look for his
What day did you do that? The same day of the deal?
I can't remember. You know what you can even do? They'll find out that there was no beef or whatever. My license got taken that night.
Okay.
So St. Mary's County has my license. And that'll tell you the day.
The day you went up there?
Around the day that we went out there. And he had a ring on his phone or whatever, you know, the doorbell ring.
Yeah.
And me and Mike were in the picture. But it was me, Mike, and Abu.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You all went to St. Mary's together.
To try to get the money. Yeah.
Here it is confirmed that a drug deal had indeed gone wrong, but the question remains, how did Mike end up dead out of this situation? Not long after, Malik is seen getting a bit more frustrated with the nature of the situation, but again, he thinks words will set him free, not knowing that speaking to the police is the last thing you should do, guilty or not.
You came back from Maryland, you dropped Abu off, and then you and Mike went back to your house?
Yeah, and then Mike
stayed a couple days, or he just left right away?
He stayed a day.
So he stayed that night when you guys got back, maybe late, and then he stayed the following night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you guys ever go back to Maryland again?
Don't quote me.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, we don't expect
you know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah, sure.
It's a wild, like this is. What'd you say?
I said, y'all ever go back to Maryland again?
Nah. Nope. We never went back to Maryland again. Nope. We left it alone. I never heard. I mean.
Okay.
To me, I don't have no way of getting in contact with Mike.
Right. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? All my
when's the last day you saw Mike?
I can't. Like I said, probably about I'd say the longest a week, 2 weeks.
Well,
2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago.
And Abu's dates might be wrong, but Abu said the original pill transaction where you all were smoking and you all talked about pills and did that deal was on Thursday.
Okay.
A week ago. Thursday the 12th.
Okay.
So then Thursday night you go to Maryland.
Okay.
Come home and drop Abu off. You guys stay the night.
Yeah.
So that's Friday now.
Okay.
You wake up Friday morning.
Right.
Does Mike leave that day or does he leave another day?
That's Saturday.
Okay. So you think Mike left on Saturday?
Yeah. Because he was like, matter of fact, I went to go meet my uncle. We met up in at Shoppers, and my uncle said he's gonna try to find out where.
Did Mike meet your uncle too that day, or just you and him?
It's just me and my uncle.
Okay. All right.
That was a Saturday.
Yeah. Like I said, the days I'm just trying to. I know I met with my uncle. You can call him. He met me at the Shoppers, Harbor Valley.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what's going on.
Right.
With his brother, and got back. Told Mike, look, Mike, still on that. He was like, look, I'm about to roll out, meet up with somebody. Like I said, me and Mike wasn't best friends. You know what I'm saying?
Unbeknownst to him, from the information Malik has told the detectives, he might have been the last person to see Mike alive. Malik has a way of revealing information, and not even seconds later, he contradicts himself by saying he can't really remember. He also doesn't hold himself back from throwing his friends under the bus if it means his freedom.
Said me and Mike wasn't best friends. You know what I'm saying? We was cool. Like, there was no beef between me and Mike.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He knew he could have stayed with me as long as he went. I knew that he owed these guys $550. I knew that Mike didn't want to go back around his way. Me and Abu told him.
Oh, you think he was afraid to go back around his way?
Me and Abu told Mike. We said, Mike, listen, Mike, it's $550, bruh. Talk to the guys. When I get paid, I will even help pay the $550 back. I told him that. Me and Abu told him that. When I got to school, Abu said, all he got to do is call the dude. I done already talked to him. Whether or not that happens, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know who he kept the money from. My impression was it was his money.
Right.
Not that mean anything. I wasn't even getting nothing out the deal.
Right.
I wasn't even getting nothing out of the deal.
Did Mike ever tell you who the 550 was from?
No. I don't know who. All I know is that guy did not want to stay at his crib for whatever reason. And I told him, and even me and Abu, we was like, yo, we'll go together and explain it to these guys. Whoever they were. We don't know. I don't know. Whether Abu knows or not, I don't know. That's Abu's neck of the woods.
Malik's attempts to brush off any involvement in this case prove unsuccessful as the detectives keep inquiring him further on the matter, and then he's told that Mike's dead.
That brings us to the charge, the dead body.
Okay.
Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
No.
Do you know who's dead?
No.
Okay, Mike's dead. Your weed guy's dead. You look surprised.
It's $550.
Yep. Somebody killed him over $550, I guess. So what you know about that? You seem like you're surprised.
Bro, I'm sitting here like, yo, I've been straight and now you're telling me about a disposed body. I'm like, I think I can barely walk. What are you talking about?
Right, exactly.
A disposed body. I can barely freaking walk, and now you're telling me it's Mike. I'm telling you, Abu told me at school everything was all right with him.
Right. So when was that? When did he tell you that?
Like Monday, Tuesday. I was, because I haven't heard from him.
The weekend after y'all went to Maryland.
I haven't heard from him. So the next time me and Abu got back, I was like, everything good. Abu was like, everything should be. I talked to the guys. You know what I mean? Because apparently they know the same people. I don't particularly honestly know how true that is.
Right.
But hold on, Mike. All right.
When told the truth, it's funny how Malik seems surprised it's Mike who's dead, as throughout the interview, he tried to emphasize that there's no bad blood between them when he didn't know it was Mike who was murdered. Another interesting note is the detective's demeanor and attitude with Malik. He never makes it feel as if he's the suspect and he's just having a chat with him, a very common tactic everyone should be aware of.
He's my weed guy.
Right. Was your weed guy. He's dead.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
It is. Somebody get killed over $550 or something.
And after having pretended to be surprised by the news and trying to brush the blame away from him, he's finally confronted with the truth.
The body's a mile from your house.
Huh?
The body was found a mile from your house.
What?
That's even more ridiculous, isn't it? Yep, a mile from your house. If a bird flew, it would be even shorter. He was thrown over a bridge. Wrapped up and thrown over. I don't think somebody thought the police would find him. So, although I have enjoyed talking to you and your Academy Award-winning performance, this is your opportunity to set the record straight, because I don't think you're a cold-blooded killer. But you got some problems. This got out of hand, and you and some friends maybe took it up yourself, or you did it yourself, or some friends. But we've been in your house all day long. We did a search warrant at your house today.
Okay.
You've got some issues that you need to get in front of. All right. Like I said, no disrespect. You're an older guy like I am. That's why I'm shooting with you straight. All right.
All right.
We found the packing materials, the packing tape, the garbage bags, blood in the garbage can in your room, blood all over the floor. From where it was cleaned up, we have a special chemical that brings that all back up, because people think they clean it good and they don't. So you've got a lot of explaining to do, or you're looking at a murder charge.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's awful coincidental.
The detectives have had enough of Malik's theatrics and give him a chance to come clean. Shockingly, when confronted with this information, Malik still denies having anything to do with the murder.
Mike was at your apartment. He's having an issue with money, and lo and behold, he dumped a mile from your place, and everything is in your room.
The thing is, bro, sometimes things happen. They're not planned out for months. No. Listen, just real quick. Listen, man, every circumstance is different. You're going to get an opportunity, and we're going to be fair with you, okay? Because what you have to say is just as important to anybody else. You're a human just like we are, and we want to hear what you have to say, but you have a short window.
See, I think this got out of hand.
I do too.
I don't think you meant to do this, or the people you were with meant to do this. It got out of hand, and then you panic. Like we've all been in that situation. You get something, oh man, I messed up. And then you make a poor decision, and a poor decision, and a poor decision. But you got to get ahead of this now, because you've been doing good. You've been on the right path, and this is going to mess that path up if you don't make it right.
Look, all I'm going to say is whatever y'all just said about me trying to clean up something or whatever, ain't got nothing to do with that.
Why don't you tell us what you do?
Mike was killed at your place. Mike was stabbed at your place. His blood is at your place, in your bedroom. You got to deal with that. You can't run from that.
I don't know nothing about that.
Well, who would have been in your room other than you?
I don't know who Mike knows. I don't know nothing.
Why would somebody come to your house to see Mike?
Listen.
Not only that, he even tries to pin it on his roommates who didn't even know Mike.
That's a lot. Okay, but you need to understand too.
There's roommates. All my roommates can be questioned. Everybody in my house can be questioned.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Yeah. I don't know what y'all found, but I'm going to say this right now to save us some time. I don't know what happened to Mike. I don't have nothing to do with what happened to Mike. I have not a clue what happened to Mike.
Then why would all that stuff be in your room?
I do not know.
Well, who would look to set you up?
Happened to Mike. Okay. I don't know. Mike was my drug man. He sold me $50 worth of marijuana. I didn't owe Mike any money. Mike didn't owe me no money. Mike was cool with me. I don't know who he got that bread from or nothing. But for me to be involved in killing Mike for any reason over $550 is not something that I would do.
It was at this point our bad actor Malik realized he had been caught and refused to indulge further and asked for a lawyer. Malik had really thought he'd be walking out today, as it started out as a civilized conversation. What amazes me is that he never asked in the beginning, when they told him he was under arrest for a corpse or disposal of a corpse, whose corpse or why they're questioning. Malik was originally charged with unlawful disposal of a body, but now, because he let his mouth run wild, he was charged with the murder of Mike Kabidi. Today, he is being held without bond at the Fairfax Adult Detention Center, where he awaits punishment, and it takes an expert detective to find out the real criminal behind a crime. A prime example is this detective who played the role of good cop and bad cop when she realized she was being taken for a spin by a witness to a murder. On 23rd July 2020, 911 received a chilling call regarding a murder witnessed by the caller in Orlando, Florida.
What are you calling about?
Gunshots, multiple.
Did you see anything suspicious, or you just heard it?
No, ma'am, just hearing it.
Okay. How many did you hear?
Oh, man, it's about 8 or 10, if not more. Like this AK-47, it's not a 22.
Officers arrived on the scene to find the lifeless body of 41-year-old Eloy LeBron inside his Toyota. Surveillance footage and witness testimonies led officers to two suspects, 19-year-old Markia Hamilton and Jaria Caitlin. At the time of the murder, a white sedan was seen leaving the scene. Officers then observed footage of the same white sedan parked near an apartment complex, with our two suspects getting out of the car. Officers decide to question a family member who knows the two suspects well. They plan to gain possible information on who might have committed the crime.
And the girls were not home. And as you sit here today, swearing to tell the truth so you don't get in trouble, you're saying you do not know where they were. No. Or whose house they were at, but you're telling me the car was not at home. At 11 o'clock when you left. And it was not at Sonny's when you got there. Is that true?
Yeah, it wasn't there.
It wasn't there. And the girls were not at Sonny's?
No.
Someone in that vehicle murdered someone yesterday.
Somebody in the vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did it go?
That's what I'm telling you right now. Someone in that car murdered someone yesterday.
did they murder?
Do you understand how serious this is now?
Yeah. But, like...
Do you understand the consequences for lying to the police in a homicide investigation is a third-degree felony?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you understand how difficult it is to get into medical school with a third-degree felony?
With any charges, it's hard.
It's very
Especially
difficult.
one tied to murder.
It's very difficult. Medical schools don't look too kindly upon that.
Mm.
You were with these girls all day and all night.
Yeah.
And
well, not really, because I was at work all in the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
The detective soon discovers that the female they're questioning has an obvious tell. She can't help but smile and laugh whenever she feels uncomfortable. With this information, the detective confronts the female, urging her to open up about her sister and cousin.
But this is your family.
I know, but
okay? You're in the car with them, you go pick them up, you go home with them, you guys are all the same age approximately.
But we're not really like that close. That's what I'm trying to tell you, because you expect me to know everything. We're not really like...
Not everything, but is it every day that your family is involved in homicide?
No.
Okay, if you want to sit here and tell me and make me believe that you don't know who your cousin and your sister and your cousin are dating, which I find very hard to believe, especially since your sister is possibly pregnant by this guy, I find very hard to believe. That I didn't anticipate you lying about.
I mean, because they don't really like... It's not like they really in a relationship. Because
you don't have to be in a relationship to be pregnant by someone.
I mean, but if you talk to more than one person, then it's not really... Like...
Jemiah, your sister's with him now. She's at his house right now. How do we know this and you don't?
Yeah.
She's with him right now. She stayed the night with him last night. You're telling me I know more about her relationship than you? That's ludicrous. I don't expect you to know everything. I do expect you to know things that girls talk about, like who you're dating, who might have gotten you pregnant, and I don't know, who might have murdered someone in my car. That's not something that happens every day. Your family is knee-deep in this. And you were in the car yesterday and today. You got stopped in the car today.
Yeah. That's what I'm here.
I honestly don't think that you are out, shooting at people. It doesn't seem like it's in your nature. Okay? You're a good kid. But I do think you're holding back.
Okay, but it's because you expect me to know their names, but I don't really, like...
I expect you to tell me what you learned about a homicide yesterday involving a car that you were in today. What did you learn? This is someone's life.
I know.
And you are wanting me to believe that you're going to spend your entire professional existence saving lives. It starts today. It starts with the life that you are aware of that was snuffed out short yesterday. That's the life that it starts with. If you're going to tell me you're going to save lives, it starts with his. Because his is important too. All I'm asking you is what happened.
I don't know.
The female denies knowing anything about the crime. The detectives then talk to a witness who claims he saw a passenger and a driver, both men, fire their weapons at each other.
10 windows. 10 windows. And then this car cut a right.
Two-door pickup.
Yeah, two-door pickup. This car caught a right, and then you said it...
He cut him off. He cut him off.
Cut the truck off.
Right, and was shooting. And he was steady shooting. But he was steady... when he's turning, he's shooting. And he kept going, shooting, and he stopped.
Point to where he was shooting at.
He started right here. He started shooting right here, over this way. The passenger, it's like he goes like that, and he was shooting like that.
Would you say his head's above the hood?
A little,
but he's more like...
Right,
okay.
Right.
His arm shooting over the top of the vehicle.
Over the top of the car. I think he could have shot the other guy in the hand, you know what I mean?
Okay.
The way he was
shooting.
Yeah.
What was the other guy doing?
The driver.
The driver.
He was shooting.
Was he shooting, like, is he driving like this? You're using his right hand.
Yes, I'm sorry. He was shooting,
So he's shooting across his body like this.
Like that, right.
Windows were down?
Window was like right here.
Right here.
Right there. Like
halfway?
Right there. Right halfway, so he can see.
How dark was the tent, would you think? If there, was there even any tent?
Yeah.
Seeing as how the witness believed the suspects to be men, detectives think that Markia and Jaria were just the backseat passengers, supposedly protecting the men who committed the crime. The officers decide to bring in Markia for questioning first.
Did Detective Overfield explain to you why you're here?
No.
He did not?
No.
Okay. And this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. It's just a lack of communication, okay?
What he did was come to my mom's job and tell her that my phone was released and I can go pick up my phone. But I told my mom, that don't sound too right or whatever. So like 10 minutes later, they come bum rush the house I was at. So they come outside out I want. That was it.
So you felt it was a little bit of a...
My thing was, like you said, you close with my mom, right? Y'all could talk about anything. He could have came to my mom and said, your daughter got a warrant for her arrest.
Be done with it.
And it could have been done with it.
Turn it in.
Turn it in, just like that. But he gonna go lie to my mom, tell me to pick up my phone. When I already knew I probably had a warrant for my arrest because y'all not giving anybody no day phones back. And I could care less about the phone. I bought me a new phone.
I'm sure
it's materialistic. I don't care about the phone.
But that led you to believe?
I knew I probably had a warrant. But my thing was, why would you lie? Just... all that could have been
avoided.
Yeah,
just be straight with me.
Just keep it. I'm grown, just like you. You could have just told me I got a warrant.
Keep it real. Just be honest. Tell us what happened, and we'll be done with it. We'll walk away. Okay. So obviously, when someone is killed, you watch these TV shows. It's a murder investigation. They don't stop. We work. I mean, Detective Sharp and I, everybody in the unit, we work just like we would for your brother, your mother, your cousins, your boyfriend. We work 24/7 for these families. That's our job. Okay? The investigations never stop. Forever. And when I retire or something happens to me, somebody else going to pick it up. We have to do that. So we have been working this for 2 months now. It'll be 2 months. In a couple days, it'll be 2 months. This family is desperate. They need answers. They want to know what happened.
I understand, but it's like y'all want me to admit to something that I don't know. I told y'all what I know. I told y'all what I was doing over there. I should never been over there. I already told y'all. It's like y'all want me to just say I was shooting, which I was not shooting. I never pulled a trigger in a day of my life.
Okay. And you know, and I don't know that Detective Overfield agrees with me on this, but you know, I looked at you and said, I know you didn't.
Of course, you said I didn't.
And I looked at Jaria and I said, I know you didn't. Because girls don't do that. Girls don't have beef like that. If you do, you're going to go to scrapping.
Yeah, you're right.
You're going to get on social media and sell each other out. That's what girls do. Okay? You might tell your boy, I don't like that girl, I don't like that boy, da-da-da, and let them handle it.
Absolutely, but...
You might set them up to get shot. That's what girls do.
Not this one.
Okay. But what I'm saying is I looked at both of you dead in your eye and I said, I know you didn't.
The detective uses what girls do convincingly while showing no traces of judgment. Her ability to participate in the suspect's dialect is a very underrated method of building rapport. She wants to show Markia that she trusts her word and really believes that Markia would never do such a thing, when in fact it is just a tactic to get Markia comfortable enough to open up.
But the information that we have, the shots came from your car.
Do you have evidence?
Yes.
What evidence?
Okay. And this is what's gonna screw you over in the long run. Okay? And this is what I'm trying to avoid happening to you. The evidence is super strong against the occupants of that vehicle. Do I think it was you and Jaria? God, I pray to the Lord that you girls wouldn't go over there and shoot up that damn street. I pray to God. But 2 people shot from that car. The car that you own, the car that we recovered. 2 people shot from that car. And yes, we can prove that. And I'm not bullshitting you, or you would not be sitting here.
How can you prove it?
You will see through testimony and evidence that came from that car.
Okay.
One of the reasons suspects talk to police is to find out what exactly the police know. The detective needs to convince Markia that the evidence against her is strong, while not giving out important details of the case or a lie that Markia would catch on to.
Is the testimony strong? Is the evidence strong against the two of you for murder? Yes. It's super strong, or you would not be sitting here. And your cousin is going to be occupying this seat shortly. It's bad for both of you. Do I think either one of you were the actual trigger people? I would be very, very surprised, and I've been doing this 10 years. I just can't see the animosity in your heart or in your cousin's heart. You girls are working girls. You have jobs. You both want to go. You're going to school, or you want to go to school, and you have futures. You have plans. You have things that you're doing. Okay? That's it. You smoke a little weed. You hang out with some of these guys. They're your boyfriends. We understand that. We know where Brandon was. Mm-hmm. We verified his alibi. We know from your phone exactly where you were. That's why we kept your phone. But your testimony just backed up what your phone already told us. Okay, what you told us, we checked your phone backed you up. You were there. You were there when the shots rang out. We know that. In fact, you and Jairia had such specific information, very, very detailed information about what happened. You couldn't have been anywhere else. You had to have been there when it occurred. You had to have been there when those shots were fired, because you both knew too much. That wasn't hearsay testimony. You didn't hear that from the boys in the car. You were there.
Yeah, I told you, I was there.
You were there, and you were honest about that. And so was your cousin. You were both honest about that. Okay? What we can't get past is how those shots came from your car. If you're in the front passenger seat where you said you were, and Jaria's driving, which you and her both said she was, if the two of you don't fire those guns, who did?
No shots was fired out my car, detective. Why would I jeopardize everything I got for some boys that who knows I'll be with 10 years from now?
Correct.
I'm in love with my boyfriend. Like you said, mine was at work. But like I said, why would I jeopardize? I'm young. Yeah, I'm in love with him. I say that, but I'm 18 years old. Why would I jeopardize that from 10 years?
But you don't have to jeopardize. You don't have to jeopardize it, because first of all, we talked with him. First of all, we know where he was. We verified it. Second of all, he was mad at you for just going over there to buy weed.
Yeah, he was furious. He already told me don't go over there to buy weed. He already know what this stuff was. He already told me.
He already knows. He already knows.
I took it upon myself for him. He was at work.
So it's not your boyfriend, and it's not. I would never think that you. First of all, you don't have to worry about it, because we know Brandon wasn't there, but Scotty was.
Scott was not with us. Scott was not with us.
So, when did he get out of the car?
When she picked me up, it was nobody. It was me and her. So I don't know before then, but when it was me and her.
So you did not get in the back seat?
No. When she picked me up, no.
From McDonald's?
I was never in the car with McDonald's.
I know, because they picked you up after they went to McDonald's.
Yes.
Okay. Who was in the car at McDonald's?
What I was told was all of them, but I was never in there with them with McDonald's, so I don't know who was, from my side, I don't know who was in the car with McDonald's. Okay. I wasn't there, I wasn't with them, I was still home. They
you said, okay, so you just said, from what I was told, all of them. Who's all of them?
Who she was with, Pimpin', her and Pimpin', that's what she told me. Her, Pimpin', and Reggie was in the car.
Her, Pimpin', and Reggie, okay. So, Pimpin' meaning Scotty Burnett.
Yeah.
Okay. Her, Pimpin', and Reggie. All right.
According to Markia, she and Jairia were in the area at the time of the shooting. Hearing the shots and seeing the victim in his vehicle, the scared females went to do their laundry. However, body language never fails. While Markia may say no with her mouth, her head would nod yes. That's when the detective realizes the murderer may just be sitting in front of her.
You're telling me you girls were the only ones in the car?
Yeah, we was.
So, maybe I'm misreading you.
I think I pull the trigger.
Maybe I'm misreading you.
For another
maybe both you girls are much more badasses than I ever imagined.
I was always taught, if somebody can't do it themselves, why would I be doing it? I ain't finna do nobody dirty work. I got that much sense. I'm not doing nobody dirty work.
unless it's for yourself or your cousin.
And I wasn't.
And that is the only explanation. I'm missing it, and maybe Detective Overfield's been right all along. I'm missing it.
You think we the one who did it?
100%. 100%. This is why we argue. This is why I asked Detective Sharp to come in the room, because we argue. Because you don't want to see Detective Overfield and I argue.
Let me tell you something. My thing is, I wouldn't put my hand out to know. I wouldn't put my hand out to shoot nothing. This gonna identify me off it. I got a tattoo that's gonna.
As soon as Markia is confronted with the fact that she may be the murderer, her demeanor changes from calm to nervously rocking back and forth. And not even moments later, in her vulnerable state, Markia has made a mistake which the detective is about to pick up on. She mentions that the witnesses would be able to identify her by a tattoo on her hand.
Either way it goes. If I shot my hand this way or through the patch, I got something that's going to identify, and I cannot deny these tattoos.
When did you get those?
I had got this like a few weeks ago, I think. But, you know what I'm saying?
You didn't have them before.
No, but this right here would identify.
But you didn't have them before.
I had this one before. Yes.
Not when you stuck that one out the window over the hood of the car. You did not have that.
I did not have this one. No.
Correct. So it wouldn't identify you.
This hand whenever it was on
what you just did up over the roof of the car like that, shooting, you did not have that tattoo.
I'm saying I wouldn't do that because I know it's ways to identify me and it's ways to identify, because Jaria have a tattoo too on both things. She had words before her, so I know it's ways to identify.
Sweetheart, I know. But you said that you had that and you didn't.
No, I didn't say I had these. I'm saying these will identify me. A tattoo will identify me. I never said I had this because I know I had this 2 weeks ago.
All right. You just got it. I can tell that the ink is fresh.
It's brand new, yes. I just got it.
Yeah. Okay. I have tattoos too, so I'm familiar. Okay. All right. So at the moment that you shot out the vehicle over the roof of the car, there was not a tattoo on your forearm.
I never shot out the vehicle of the car.
Okay. All right. Now, this arm wouldn't have done the shooting because obviously you'd have had to shoot over her face in front of your cousin, and that would have been dangerous. So, I imagine you girls had a beef with this boy. I guess, you know, and sometimes experience is not. My experience is why I say what I say. Okay. But sometimes experience is just, maybe some of the newer detectives are just closer to the streets than I am because I'm older. I tend to read people, but you guys are a new generation. You guys are a new generation. Apparently, my experience is making me argue on your behalf, and maybe it's because of my connection to your mom. Maybe it's my experience that's tending to argue on your behalf, and I'm wrong, and I've been wrong for 2 months. And maybe Detective Overfield's been right.
No.
And it's certainly all of the evidence that he's tried to, and I don't know why I argue in the face of evidence, because evidence is what it is. Okay, testimony is testimony, evidence is evidence, physical evidence is physical evidence, but my history has told me you girls don't do this. It's just not in your nature to do this. But maybe I'm thinking of my generation or people a little bit younger than me, and not the girls who are 19 to 25 of today. Because when I listened to your mom told us a lot about Jaria. She wasn't as convinced that you would do something like that unless you were with Jaria. But she was dead set convinced Jaria would. Jaria straight up cold. She sat in this chair where you're sitting right now and said, Jaria, yes. But I don't think my daughter would do it. Maybe she's just trying to protect you. But I don't think my daughter would do that. Unless she was with her cousin.
Hoping to drive a wedge between the two females, the detective suggests that Jaria may have been the one to shoot the victim.
That's crazy that you think like that.
I didn't before about 5 minutes ago. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't until you did the thing with the tattoo in the arm.
Yeah, like I said.
Yeah. Now I do.
Okay, that's fine.
Now I do. Now I completely.
You have any questions?
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I do. I don't know as much as Detective Sprague knows about this case, but just listening to, I was out there that day and talking to Detective Overfield and Detective Sprague today about this, and listening to you, and knowing the evidence that they have, and what the couple of things that you've said that have, and they're little details, but you've as adamant that you are that you didn't have a gun and you know the shots didn't come from your car, you've tripped yourself up, in my opinion, in a couple of the little details. This was a big one, up and over the roof of the car.
Yeah, it was. How else would they say shots was fired from that car? So if, like I said, she said if I shot that way, that would be shooting in front of my cousin's face. I wouldn't. That don't make any sense. If I'm shooting over my head, for one, I'm not gonna be able to see anything, so that's a waste of bullets.
Not only did Markia imply she had that tattoo on her arm, she also showed detectives how she would have shot out of the vehicle. Her description shockingly matches what the witness had told detectives.
Either way it goes, if I shot my hand this way or through the passenger, I got something that's going to identify, and I cannot deny these tattoos.
The passenger, it's like he goes like that and he was shooting like that. Would you say?
That don't make any sense.
No, unless you didn't really want to hurt anybody because you didn't want to go to prison for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and
I don't. If I'm gonna pull the trigger, I might as well do it all the way. I'm not going to know that. Not going to
sending a message.
I don't know. I'd rather send a message than
actually go to prison.
Yeah,
than actually hit someone.
Right. And sending a message.
And then the reason why I said that is because I was told from the detective that Markia Hamilton was the shooter of the crime scene. That's what happened.
Say it again.
I was told by the detective that they got witness saying the shots fired at my house, the car. They got witness saying that Markia Hamilton was the shooter or whatever.
Of this shooting?
Yes.
Oh, that you're the shooter?
Yes. And I was a passenger.
And you were the witnesses are saying you were the passenger?
No, I'm telling you I was the passenger.
Oh. But they're saying you were the driver.
No, they're saying I was the shooter.
The shooter.
Their shots was fired at that car.
Whatever. Both of you shot.
Are we done here?
I'm not sure.
I just want to tell you that the decisions that you make could very well affect the rest of your life. And I want you, because I don't know you like Detective Sprague does, but you seem like a very smart young lady, and apparently you had quite a future going for you. And I just want to make sure that you understand that before we walk out of this room, the decisions that you make could be critical to the rest of your life. People make mistakes. They happen all the time. Okay, this guy in this truck getting shot, I don't think either one of you intended to hit him. Clearly, you didn't even know him, unless it was some type of road rage incident, and maybe he did something and pulled a weapon on you. I don't know. Only you would know that. But I don't think any of the shots that were fired, because of how they were out of a moving vehicle at a moving target, people don't think they're going to hit. It's more of a warning, sending a message. And if that's the case, you need to say that, because that can make a big difference between what happens if we leave it like it is, or it goes forward with you saying that. And
I understand, but it was no shots fired. Y'all want me to admit to something I did not do?
Never want you to admit to anything you didn't do. But here's the thing: you have to understand, from our standpoint, we have all this evidence, witnesses, GPS locations, video, all of these things.
Do you guys have a gun?
Showing that it did come out of that car.
Did you guys have a gun?
I don't know.
99% of the time when we convict people of murder, we don't have the gun.
Was there gun residue found on top of my car?
I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, are we done then? Because if it was, I'm ready to go.
Okay. All right.
If you're innocent, you definitely need a lawyer. If you're guilty, you absolutely need a lawyer. Now that the detectives are convinced that the two women are in fact the shooters, they decide to talk to Jaria next, keeping Markia waiting.
Where's the detective?
Out there dealing with something else right now?
Can I talk to him? Because y'all put me over. Y'all didn't pour her over. Y'all should be talking to me.
They're gonna get to you.
I've been here since 12.
Okay.
This don't make no sense. Y'all put me over, not her. Y'all need to be talking to me.
Okay. They're gonna get to you.
One's in one and...
No, because y'all talking to everybody but the person y'all need to be talking to.
They've only spoken to one person, which is the older female. I don't know who that is to you.
That's my mother. And y'all pulled me over. Y'all slammed me on the ground, so y'all should be talking to me.
Okay. They're gonna get to you.
Ain't no, they need to get to me now. I've been here since 12 o'clock.
Okay. I relayed the message.
No, he already came by. I'm waiting for him to come back. This don't make no sense.
Let me look for him. I don't know where he's at right now. Who is it, the male?
It's 2 males. They supposed to come back. I'm waiting for them right now.
There's a male and a female. The only two that are here right now.
It was a male
with facial
It was a male that came by and said he's coming back. He ain't come back. Y'all talking to everybody but me.
Like I said, they only spoke to the mom. Your mom.
I got pulled over. I should be the first one y'all talk to. I the one got pulled over.
Okay.
So y'all should talk to me. Y'all doing everything but doing y'all job.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a sec.
Bruh.
They're not related to you.
I know they're not. I'm just. Can you go get the detective?
I have to go get him.
I've been here. It's freezing cold.
I can't get him for you standing by the door. Give me a second.
You go bathroom.
Can you talk to me?
Yeah, we're coming in right now. She's got my partner going to the bathroom. You got to go to the bathroom beforehand?
I would rather talk to you right now.
Okay, we're coming right here and we'll talk to you, okay?
What I'm here for?
We're going to sit down and explain to you. But I told you before what we do. So, you're here for a murder investigation.
A what?
Murder investigation.
What do I have to do?
I'll tell you in a minute. But she's going to the bathroom. We're going to come in.
Can you just start talking?
Let me grab my stuff. I'll sit down with you. Let me go grab it right now. Coming in.
After listening to Jaria's story of the incident, which matched what Markia told police, the detectives finally confront Markia and ask her if she was the shooter.
Did you girls shoot at him?
No. No. I ain't that. No. Got the ball to shoot at nobody.
I thought you wanted to be a sniper.
Not shooting at somebody for what reason? To protect myself? I don't know.
Or for your country?
I'm not shooting nobody. Can't y'all do fingerprints? Or something?
Fingerprints for what?
She just asked me, did I shoot somebody? I didn't shoot nobody.
Why is it that folks are telling us that the gunshots came from your car? That all of the gunshots, and believe me, there was more than 5 to 7, came from your vehicle.
Never owned a gun, never touched a gun, never even shot a gun.
Did you loan the car to someone?
No.
I
can't tell you what she did.
No, because y'all were there. I mean,
yeah, we was together.
You can because you were with her, right?
Yeah.
So unless you're lying about being there when the shots were fired, and somebody else had the car, y'all had it,
we
right?
Had the car.
And what time was this?
She picked me up around 12ish, 1 o'clock, like around.
From Brandon's?
Yes, I had texted her and I said, cousin, come get me. I had to go to wash my clothes.
Do you know where she was coming from?
No, I do not.
Because she had your car all night.
I don't know where she was coming from. I'll say.
So, obviously, the only person that had that car was y'all girls.
Yeah. Ain't nobody. Shoot.
We work for the people who could no longer speak. Okay? And I'm yawning because we have not slept since yesterday. We've been up for well over 24 hours. We are exhausted. The reason you are here is because the people we spoke to yesterday told us the gunshots came from your car.
I'll tell you,
and that the front seat passenger and the driver are the shooters. And that's you girls. That don't make a lick of sense, though.
I'm not shooting no pistol. I never shot no pistol. It was only me and Jari in our car. I don't know why they said we was the one shooting the car.
That's what they told us. Oh, everybody out there.
I never owned a gun, never touched a gun.
I think we've been in here with you girls, but I think they've already executed a search warrant on her house.
Oh, well.
Y'all's.
Oh, go ahead. Ain't nothing in there.
I think they already did it.
They probably did.
The two suspects were ultimately convicted of manslaughter with a firearm and are currently out on bail awaiting trial. And suspects often don't realize that detectives are trained and have a natural knack for controlling a conversation. This next witness only realizes that when she's too far gone with the police.
The chance he could have had another role?
Another what?
Could he have been involved in another way?
What do you mean another way?
I'm asking.
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean another way?
This is Angel Vows, a suspect in the murder of 17-year-old Brittany Drexel, who went missing on April 25, 2009 from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Despite the investigation lasting for a decade, the police were no closer to the truth. That is, until April 2022, when a confidential informant told the police about statements that Angel had made regarding Brittany's disappearance. Angel is known to be dating a 62-year-old registered sex offender, Raymond Moody. Angel and Raymond were brought in and questioned about the events that occurred on the day Brittany went missing.
For 23 years, I've been working this case for 6 years, and I want to ask you a couple of questions, and I want to discuss with you a piece of evidence.
Okay.
All right? And I want to tell you beforehand that you've got to be completely honest with me. Okay. So your answer, did you have any involvement in picking up Brittany Drexel?
Hell no. Mostly did not.
She was never in a vehicle with yours. I
don't know if she's in my vehicle. I'm going to be honest with you, because he had no vehicle.
Okay. So you don't know. She was never in a vehicle with you?
No, never in a vehicle with me. No, period.
Okay.
No.
You're absolutely
positively positive.
Okay. Like I said, I want to discuss with you a piece of evidence that we haven't discussed with anybody else.
That's fine.
All right, and I'm going to go through it kind of slowly. All right, so you understand completely how important this is. During the course of our investigation, we were able to intercept conversations between individuals, and one of these individuals was a person that was responsible for taking
what? Okay.
You tracking what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you a couple of quotes.
Okay.
Right, it's pretty much almost verbatim what was said by one of these people.
Okay. Wait a minute. I tell you what. Don't read me that.
Why?
Because I'm going to leave. Because if you're trying to accuse him of anything, then I'm not going to be involved in it. Because I say he didn't, okay? I say he did not.
I'm not accusing him.
I'm not. Yeah, you are. That's what that was. I'm straightforward too.
Can we just talk?
No, I'm straightforward too. I don't think he did. And you're not going to involve him in it.
This has nothing to do with him.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Hey, hold on 1 second.
No, I'm not.
Let's give us one piece of information.
No means no. I gotta go.
Before the detective could finish his sentence, Angel rushes out the door, knowing they're accusing Raymond of being involved in Brittany's case, and she doesn't want to stand around to hear it. This, however, isn't the first time Angel defended her boyfriend, as she had done exactly that with the confidential informant. When she was confronted, she told the informant that she had done it and not Raymond. Then, another officer outside the interrogation room tries to get Angel to come back by confronting her with this information, and fortunately for us, it worked. Angel thinks she's only being interrogated about Raymond's involvement, but little does she know what's coming to her.
We're in here.
I'm back.
Okay, air conditioner's working because my office is hot. You know what? So,
it works in here. We'll keep it.
Yeah.
Coming back.
Hold on.
You need anything?
I see you a minute. Wait a minute.
You need anything? Give me a ring. Y'all need anything? We good? Y'all need anything? Good. Good. All right. Don't need anything.
All right. Thank you. Okay. I'm back.
Thank you.
I'm back.
Thank you.
Because I know what the conversation is. Well, he told me. I didn't know. I just thought it was something, Ray said something, and I missed, I don't know. But, yeah, I did say what I said, and I was talking to Karen, a friend of mine, and I was highly drunk. We've been out all night drinking, and she kept asking me questions about Ray, and everybody that I was accusing Ray. So, yeah, I did say something. I did.
You want to tell me about it?
Well, no, it's drunk on it. I just want everybody to leave him alone. So I put the blame on me instead of him.
Is that true, though?
No. I would never hurt anybody.
What's the truth then?
I don't know the the whole truth. I don't know where he was that night.
I believe you, Angel. I really do.
I really don't.
I do. I believe you right now, and I'm not.
And even Ernie asked me, "Do you think he did?"
It's just that we're at the point.
I don't know.
Can I just explain one thing to you?
Yes.
What I want you to do is it's most important at some point in time is to tell the truth. You've been living this. You're a person with a conscience, right?
Yes.
Like and I'm not saying what recording is what recording. I'm not acknowledging any of that type of stuff. But all we're looking for, we need your help, right? To piece this thing together.
I know.
I was not about to what my belief is it does depends upon the evidence.
Right.
And all we're looking to do is to find out what you know about what happened that week.
I know all I can tell you, because I don't know where he was. I don't. He did have my vehicle. I don't know where he was.
You don't know where he was?
I don't know where he was. I do know he called me and he sounded upset and all this kind of stuff. He didn't say anything about why he was upset. I don't know. I don't know. Do I think there's a possibility? Of course there's a possibility. I'm not stupid. I do know that. But I don't know anything to say yes he did. I don't know. But do I have to sometimes because I don't know where he was. He wouldn't tell me where he was. And he did have a couple scratches on it. I don't know. I don't know.
It's astonishing that Angel can recall the details of the day to this perfect detail. Either she remembers it because it was a very memorable night because she knows what happened to Brittany, or she is just making stuff up on the spot and bending it to fit what she knows happened. Angel tells the detective that Raymond had scratches on his face, but can't seem to remember who gave them to him. She then tells them some information that starts to incriminate her even more.
I don't know. I do know that he had my vehicle. And that's one of the reasons I was meeting, was to trade vehicles out.
That night, remember being that night?
That night, yes.
And you were for sure at work?
I was for sure at work, but not all evening. I was off earlier in the day.
Okay, and we have, so this is stuff we're looking, we have telephone records,
yes.
We have license plate reader records, we have credit card records, and we have part of the story, right?
And I think maybe that day. So, and I mean, that's, all I can tell you is what I know for sure. I know for sure that he had my vehicle. He had asked me for it to trade vehicles, and I didn't ask why. Big deal. Ain't the first time I traded vehicles, so we traded vehicles. And then I do remember him calling me early in the day, and I was off, but I just didn't feel like meeting him at that time. So I told him, yeah, I will meet you. So that evening, I did meet him.
Down by the hotel by the lane, right?
Yes.
And you traded vehicles.
Yes. I took my vehicle and he got the red. Yes, and he got the red truck.
You took the red truck. And you took the SUV. Where did you go?
Where did I go? I think, to be honest with you, I went to town and met him back at the apartments. Maybe an hour or so later, he was at the apartment. So I went back to his apartment.
And he had your SUV, right?
And I had the truck.
You had the truck at work?
Yeah, no, at the house too.
So were you at work that day?
No, earlier in that day, I wasn't at work that afternoon. When he called me the first time, I was not at work.
Okay, so about 9 o'clock at night is what Brittany. Where were you at 9 o'clock at night when Brittany?
Oh my God, I was at his apartment.
You were down at
I was at the apartment.
Why Angel and Raymond would exchange vehicles like they did is a mystery to me. According to Angel, Raymond had gone to meet his friend Ernie in the middle of the night. She, however, can't seem to recall what happened the rest of the night, which, compared to the amount of details she's provided already, sounds a bit suspicious. The detectives then confront Angel with evidence they had that put both her and Raymond near the place where Brittany went missing, but Angel seemed to have an answer for that too.
The story up with the phone records.
I know.
So if the phone records put you guys in a certain place,
yeah, I mean, it is highly likely.
The story has to be consistent.
Yeah, if he went somewhere in the middle of the night, then
And so there's no reason your phone, and maybe you might be surprised how much I believe you in some of these things. Is there any reason that your phone or you or credit card would put you on or near the boulevard that evening? Not at your house, that evening between, say, 4 or 5 p.m.
Well, my card was in the vehicle.
Your what?
My card was in the vehicle.
Your credit card?
Yeah, in the glove box.
Does he use your credit card?
we've used it before to get gas and stuff like that. I just tell him, well, you just go in and pay or whatever.
What about another type of purchase that might have been done?
I don't know what purchase was done. I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
I'm just saying that there's...
I mean, there's... Like I said, I don't know. It was in there. I mean, my card was in there, which is where I kept it, which is, you go to my card now, there's my card's in there.
Would your phone have been in there too as well?
It could have been. I don't know.
So you're saying your phone and your card could have been on the boulevard that evening?
But I haven't had to know. No, I was not.
Is there anybody that can...
Yeah, my son. That's about it.
When he met up with you, did you get your phone back?
Yes, I did.
By taking Angel's car, had Raymond been trying to cover up his tracks? Or is Angel lying and she had been involved all along? Angel, however, sticks to her claims, so the police dig in deeper as to why she claimed she had done it and not Raymond. Is Angel's love for Raymond strong enough to make her go to jail for something she might not be involved in?
So if the vehicle was that night at the landing, right, that would not have been you, is what you're saying?
No, not me.
The time that you took your phone in that vehicle and you were never at the landing that evening?
No.
Oh, it's like an innocent explanation for doing that.
No, I don't think I was at the landing. I mean, because we met back at the apartment.
Yeah.
He didn't go with me to get something to eat.
Right.
No, I don't think it was just landing, no.
That's the opposite direction. Donald is down at the landing from the lodge the other way.
The landing stopped towards the Maryville way. McDonald's is right here in town, like right up from y'all.
I mean, I'll be quiet in a minute, but obviously whoever did this made some mistakes that night, right?
Well, it wasn't just them. There was other girls out with us, and it was just. I was drinking, and it was just bombarded, you know?
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
It was all over town anyway. It was on the news.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I'm with him. So, yes, I get harassed all the time.
I know.
You know, it's bullshit of what he did when I didn't even know him.
Yeah.
So, I was frustrated. I was drunk. So I got pissed off. I was like, no, you didn't do it. I goddamn did it. You know, so... No, and then I don't even know what else. I was drunk. I know I said something about the girl hit on him or something. I don't even know what I said. You know, to be honest with you, yeah, I did say I was pissed off. I just wanted to leave him alone. And leave me alone.
The detectives then try appealing to her emotional side and tell her they're trying to eliminate her as a suspect, when in fact, they're trying to get as much information as they can as to what really happened to Brittany. And Angel seems to be cracking under pressure, as at some point, she accidentally says she believes Raymond might have done it.
That incident you're referring to, like that there's other evidence, right? Yeah. That some of the stuff I was going to talk to you has nothing to do with whatever you're talking about. But, and we're trying to piece this thing together because the person who did it that night, they made some mistakes, right? Like for example, they kept Brittany's phone on, and they kept their phone on. So the phones moved obviously from all together. So what's the chances of somebody being on Ocean Boulevard at 11th Street South at 1 minute? And also being at the North Santee, which everybody in the news knows that's where the searching was done. So who would have been at those two locations?
I get it. I mean, I do get it. You know, I told him, I get it. You know, I took him to the motels we usually stayed at, but I know he did not stay at the beach that night. He was not at the beach, so I know he came home. I know that.
Right. And I agree with you. I think he did.
So, you know, I can't answer his questions, you know.
Yeah.
So in my mind, because I've known him so long, I'm thinking, it would have to be something concrete, and I just don't have that.
I know. But you're stuck in a position here, and we're asking you questions and you're volunteering information. We're trying to just find out the truth, and really, if we can eliminate you.
Right. I can't sit here and lie. I don't remember. I'm not going to do that. I just don't remember. I mean, some things. I remember a little bit here and there. I remember, some vehicles. I didn't remember the black vehicle. And then I didn't remember later on about having the key until I remembered the kids ragged and I had to get, so I mean, it's a long time. I just don't remember all that.
He's never said anything to you?
No, he doesn't, like I said, he doesn't offer information. He's not that kind of person. He's just not. And he doesn't talk about things in the past, even if I ask him, because he says he just wants to leave the past in the past and get on with his life. Okay, I get that. You know, I do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not straight and narrow. I was just stupid when I was younger too. You know, and I just don't want to talk about, even when people ask, I remember when you were 20, no, I don't, I don't remember. I don't care, I don't want to remember, So, but, I mean, you could have done it. I know we could have, I do know that. But you don't want to believe that? No.
I know you don't. I believe you. I believe you.
Telling the detectives that the suspect is trying to leave things in the past is not definitive, but certainly suspicious, and the detectives know it. Despite all their efforts, Angel's story still had a lot of holes in it, but their main goal was to find Brittany, and so they tell Angel that they're only investigating her and Raymond to find the body. What happens next is absolutely incredible.
For Brittany, the body, right? So that is a golden ticket.
I'm sure it is.
Right?
Yeah.
And we believe that you might be able to help us. And if let's just say if Ray was involved in that, then he would obviously know where that's at.
Of course.
So if we were interested in your ideas, if we were to ever try to find that, that's really what the goal of this case is, right? Is to do that. So if there's anything that you could think of,
I would say the best thing is put a bug in his vehicle. Is all I can tell you.
Well, how would that lead us to her body?
Is there any chance he could have had another role?
Another what?
Could he have been involved in another way?
What do you mean another way?
I'm asking.
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean another way?
When he left, could that have something to do with it?
When he left?
In the middle of the night?
Did it have something to do with it? What? Brittany?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. I mean, he said it was Ernest. That's all I can tell you. But could it have? Of course it could have. Could it? I don't know.
What do you think you'd say?
I was, in the beginning, I was very nervous about it. I really was. Because I didn't know. And he won't say anything, So I didn't know. I still don't know. So does it make me nervous when people bring it up? Yes, it makes me nervous. Of course it does. Because I'm living with somebody who could have.
Right. If you asked him if he was involved, would that be different?
No, he said no. I mean, I can try to ask him, again. But first thing is going to be, he knows I'm here.
Right.
But he thinks I'm meeting for some other reason. First question is going to be, did they ask you about me? That's going to be his first question.
Okay.
He's real, he's suspicious. Believe me.
Still?
Always.
Yeah.
Angel so far has shown herself willing to help with the investigation. However, there's one question detectives have yet to ask Angel.
I want to just find Brittany.
I do put it.
And that would, if anybody that would have that information would be holding a very, very valuable card.
Oh, I know.
Like if they were very scared that they're in trouble, they also have significant leverage.
Yeah.
Right now, and if that leverage goes away, if I had that leverage and I got hit by a bus, that's gone. There's no chance of getting that information.
Let me tell you this. I don't care what. I promise you, on my children's life, and I lost the son in the car accident.
I know. I'm sorry.
I don't know where Brittany is. I don't.
I do.
Really
I believe you. We want to work with that, but we want to try to get there.
Yeah, I know you do.
And if there's little pieces early on that you can remember tonight and say, maybe it was just I was riding in a car when something happened.
Right.
Then okay, let's work with that.
I get you.
Right? And then we work with it together. You say, but I don't want people to know this. Then we work with you on that. So maybe we can do it this way, but we need to know it. And you might be shocked how much I believe you.
Right.
Really, you might be shocked how much I believe you. But I also know that there's facts in there too.
Yeah.
And we're willing to give you that time, right? Because we appreciate you coming down here. And it's a lot we're dumping on you.
Yeah.
Okay? But I think this is also the path to kind of get, you've got all this stuff in your mind because you're a person with a conscience, right? Some people don't have a conscience. Right. That's not you. You're a grandmother. You have all these things, and you feel bad if you have information.
Right.
We're not accusing you of something you didn't do. We just want to find what the facts are and then work with you on that. And if it doesn't result in finding Brittany, then so be it.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't get there, but I think you could help us get started down that path. And if we just wanted to go out there and screw with you, we would have went out there and screwed with you.
Right, I know.
You know, so does that make sense for you?
Yeah, it does.
Despite keeping track of Angel and Raymond, detectives have found no new information on them. But shockingly, a week later, Raymond surprises everyone by confessing to the crime.
The only person who ever told this story to is my lawyer. Angel never even knew the real story. She never knew. Anyway, when I was going down Ocean Boulevard, we were going along pretty slow driving. I was driving, and pretty walking speed. And I saw the Drexel walking along the sidewalk, and I was smoking pot. She noticed that, walked over to the door and said something about that smells like good weed. I said, yeah, you want some? Sure. Get in. She hopped right in the back, right a problem. And we smoked the weed, went down the boulevard, and we're just in small talk. Angel's not really saying anything, but we're smoking the pot. And I said, hey, you want to party a little bit with us? We're going to get some cocaine, you know? She said, sure. So we started driving. We were just driving around, smoking, talking. And I went right into Georgetown, went right to a spot where we used to camp out down by the river. And we went down there, and I was by myself with her, because Angel left for a while to go see her son. As things got out of hand, and I panicked, and she panicked.
Raymond's involved Angel being in the car with Raymond and Brittany up until a certain point. It's surprising that Angel chose to hide this information from the detectives. She had not thought twice before throwing Raymond under the bus, but chose to omit information that directly involved her. Unfortunately, Angel was never charged, whereas Raymond got life in prison for the murder of Brittany Drexel. Was Angel really involved in the crime like Raymond said, or did she indeed have no hand in it like she claimed? We may never know, that is, until Angel decides to confess. And if you thought things couldn't get any worse, is because you don't know the incredible case of Dee Dee.
And listen to more twists and turns. Okay, we're not going to go down different roads and paths because I don't need to right now. On A and B and but and because it's over. It is the truth. It's time to come to grips with the truth.
In the districts of Florida, a man named Abraham Lee Shakespeare had won a $30 million lottery on November 15, 2006. The downside to this were his greedy friends who saw an opportunity. One of them was Doris Donegan Moore, also known as Dee Dee, who also worked as Abraham's financial advisor. Dee Dee, however, had a history of several crimes and felonies. On November 9, 2009, when Abraham went missing, Dee Dee not only started living in his mansion, but also took hold of his money. She claimed that Abraham had signed over all his money to her as he became tired of people asking for his money.
I have lied to them because I've been scared of this man and they don't believe me. I asked for protection. Okay. They kept asking me. They knew I was keeping something from them. They knew I kept hiding something. I'm not telling them everything because I am really scared. They don't believe me. I ask if they could give me protection, and I tell them. After last night, I didn't care. Okay. Once I found out that he really died, I didn't care. I'd rather be dead myself. I don't care. I want him in jail.
All right. Time out. Time out. Now, this man that you're supposedly scared of, who are we referring to?
The guy's name's Ronald, and Ronald exists. He even threatened. Talk to him. He threatened him because called me because he got a threat from Ronald too. He threatened him so bad that he went to the sheriff's department and filed a false report to say the man was still alive. I don't care if if my sister, somebody killed her, I would not go file a false report and say I've talked to her if I didn't. That is my sister. I did not kill that man. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't pick up a gun. I told him that is true. Got Ronald come and seen him and scared him so bad that he went. Is that true? Did he file a false report? Did he say that he seen Abraham? He never went up to the sheriff's department.
There's been no report from anybody that he was alive.
None.
None.
So he lied to me.
Dee Dee, enough of the lies.
Okay, then he lied to me. Okay.
No, no one's lied to you. In fact, let me give you a hint about. I've been talking to him every day since this thing's been going on, and I know that you've approached him about things, and you've offered to pay him money to tell stuff. Okay? Look at me for a minute.
Tired of Dee Dee's lies, detectives want to hear the truth from her about Abraham's murder. The lies referred to by the detective are that Dee Dee had paid Gregory to pretend to be Abraham, going as far as to even call his mom, saying he's okay. Detectives also know that Dee Dee's husband, James, had dug a hole for Abraham's grave. What they also know is that James had thought the hole was for one of Dee Dee's many projects. Detectives then confront her with that information, hoping it would make her tell them the truth to protect her husband from being charged with it.
Okay? Honestly, at this point, what you need to start realizing, if you love your son like you love your son, like you tell me you do, okay? You need to make sure he has at least one parent left on the outside.
He does.
Listen to me. Listen to me. All right? It's time to start admitting what you did. Honestly. No more games about Ronald. No more listen, no, look at me. Look at me. No more, don't say another word, listen to me. No more games about Ronald. No more games about Shaky Sean. None of the stories, none of the convoluted mess, okay? I have a very good idea of what happened, okay?
Okay, you tell me then.
James Moore did dig that thing, okay? I know he did, all right? James Moore knows he did, okay? I just spent the afternoon with James Moore, okay? I just left with James Moore, all right? We know what happened. Now, it's important for you to tell the truth. If you want RJ to have his father out here with him,
James didn't do anything.
If you want RJ, the rest of your son's life, as I'm telling you, the rest of your son's life is in jeopardy for right now, for what you say. Now, okay, you have been selfish beyond selfish. Okay, you have done things that the average person would never even think of doing. All right, it's time now to stop thinking about Dee Dee Moore. It's time to start thinking about RJ Moore.
And you're putting your 15-year-old child in jeopardy. And I say that with meaning because of the fact that you are potentially looking at both parents.
I already told Clark that James did not know what that hole was, but I really...
And how could he not know?
Because what I did was...
You're looking at a 5 to 6 foot hole. How could he not know?
Because I told him we were burying some concrete. We had buried concrete out there on the property before. If you look in front of that building, there's concrete buried. There's concrete buried right in front of the brown building to the left.
The one in the middle, the little shack-looking thing that has some new stucco and paint?
Yeah, that one. There's concrete buried right there in the property.
There's no concrete buried where the victim was found?
I know that. I know that. What happened was, and I don't care what you say, as far as I know, I didn't pull that trigger.
When that did not work, Dee Dee came up with a new story where a man named Ronald was owed drug money, and so he asked her to dig the hole. James had dug the hole and left, following which Ronald had killed and buried Abraham, and Dee Dee was afraid to come forward as she had been scared for her life. But detectives are not believing anything she's saying.
Dee Dee, listen to me. Listen to me. I'm just telling you, okay? We've got off on other foots here and there, left and right sometimes. Dee Dee, the stories you're giving don't make sense, okay? And if you can't convince me, then you're not going to convince anybody, okay? End of story. Look at me and don't hide your head. Look at me and don't hide your head. Listen to me. Listen to me. You talk way too much. Listen to me, okay? No more of the convoluted stories about here and they were hiding in this room and they were this. Listen to me, don't do this. That they were hiding in the room, okay? Maybe they were in the house. Maybe there was someone in the house, but they were there because you had them there. They weren't there because you were scared of them. Dee Dee, listen to me. Listen to me and don't make these dramatic and no, stop. The tears and all that don't work.
Why do I want him dead? Why? Tell me.
Because they got you caught. Because they got you caught.
Because who got me caught?
You got yourself caught.
For what?
For the murder.
No, I mean, why would I have him killed? Why would I have him killed? Why would I have somebody come there and kill him?
Dee
Why?
Dee
what?
Stole all his money.
I did not steal it. Ask Cedric.
Dee
Cedric says I stole it.
Dee
Cedric, the people that know.
Stole
No, I did. I would not kill him over
Dee
money.
Dee, listen to me. Look at me and don't get mad. Let's have a normal conversation where I don't have to raise my voice and we don't have to go back and forth. Let's have a normal Dee to Dave conversation, okay? You stole the money, okay? I can prove it, okay?
You can prove
Dee,
it with
look
people
at me.
that tell
Dee,
you I
look
stole
at me. Look at me. I can prove it with paperwork, okay? You never paid for the house. You never paid for the assets. You drew all that paperwork up. Okay, you might have had him sign it even, okay? And I don't know, I don't know the reason why. I don't know if you convinced him that everything was guaranteed, that Centauria couldn't get it. I don't know how you convinced him to give you everything without paying for it, but you did.
Had nothing to do with it, but I did not kill that man.
Well, then explain it with a real explanation, not some convoluted this and that.
Explain
a real
to us of how
explanation.
James is not involved.
And not your stories.
I told you how. He didn't know.
The only and most crucial hole in Dee Dee's story was that after Abraham had been killed, she moved into his home and went on about her days as if nothing had happened. Detectives then had Dee Dee grasping for a way out when they confronted her with this.
You didn't live the life of somebody who was scared, Dee Dee. Okay? Not only that, as soon as he's dead, what do? You move on into his house. As soon as
you were
dead, you
so
move into his
scared
house.
of these individuals, why in the hell would you move into this man's house and put your 15-year-old son in there?
Because it was safe, because if you can't get past that first gate.
I don't buy that.
Oh, Dee Dee.
Give me a break.
It was.
Dee Dee.
It was safe.
Dee Dee.
So somebody that you're scared
didn't
of?
live the life of a scared woman. Not at all. Dee Dee.
I did not move right in. You got to look at the date. I did not move right in.
Dee Dee.
I was not in there and moved in. When she come up, I didn't move in until like a month later.
No, a month. You were there. You were there.
I have to look at the date.
And it was funny. Here's the other funny part of this that just doesn't. Unbelievable. None of this makes sense. None of your story can make sense at all.
I told you all this stuff.
You don't believe me.
Because you haven't said the truth yet. Okay? You think about this. Here's what I was going to say a minute ago. Okay? To believe your story, two murderous thugs kill but they're going to leave you a witness alive. They didn't care about killing
Could still get them more money out of the banks. Look at the amount of checks I wrote out. Look at where did I spend all that money?
Was there even any money
left? Look at all
left?
that cash.
At that point, was there even any money
plenty. And look at all that cash, and look at how many times I took cash out so they could get more money from me that they would come up and get.
You spent all that money.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
So you're talking about when I got out $5,000 and $10,000 cash, what do I have in my house that I have spent $5,000 and $10,000? Most of that stuff I put in my house, I bought before I even got there. Look at what my Stevenson house looked like before. Look at the pictures on the internet of my
yell at me. I haven't yelled at you once today.
Yes, you've been good. I won't. Sorry.
Over the past several weeks, detectives had looked into each one of Dee Dee's stories. To say that they're tired of her lies is an understatement. If this wasn't enough already, Dee Dee even dares saying that her reasoning of why she hadn't murdered Abraham was that the sight of blood would make her nauseous.
Got a man, dragged him all the way by myself over to a hole that's clear across the way. I've seen it beside of freaking blood. I couldn't be an RN or an LPN. I went to EMT school, and because of EMT school, I realized I didn't like blood. I didn't like being around it. I worked as a CNA. I opened up my own shop so I didn't have to. And I'm going to take a body all the way over there by myself.
Dee Dee, here's the problem. There may have been somebody else, but it's not like you're saying, okay? Was killed the night of April 6th. He wasn't buried until April 7th. Okay, so you're going to tell me you see a guy get killed in front of you in your place with your gun, then you go home with Shar, okay?
I go home with Shar.
You go home to Shar that night, and then you come back the next day to two guys that are still waiting for you with a dead body, okay? You don't call the police, You don't do anything, okay? None of that. You're going to actually think that a jury is going to believe that. Oh, because, hang on, hold on, let me answer. Because they threatened to hurt my son. Well, how exactly would they have hurt your son had you driven to your house, dialed 911, and said, these people are at my house with a dead body now? Guess what would have happened? They would have been arrested that day.
Yeah.
So how could they have hurt you?
Dee Dee's theatrics then start when she starts crying in a foolish bid to manipulate the detectives, and as you will see, in a matter of seconds, she can go from a crying victim to a lawyer who can defend herself.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, in fact, you come over here, okay? Listen to me, okay? You come over here. We're all adults here. You want to talk, okay? You let Detective Clark know and all that. Yeah, I've never met you. Okay, this is the first meeting, okay? I see, you know, you're emotional, you're getting up and down. I just want to make sure all's on the up and up. Have you been drinking anything today or anything? I mean, do you use any type of prescriptions or narcotics or anything like that?
No.
I'm just asking. That's part of my job. Okay?
I'll be willing to take a drug test. I'm
not asking you to take a drug test.
I don't do anything bad in my life.
Dee Dee, in the last hour and 10 minutes that we've been sitting here talking to you, you know, I picked up on some physical cues, and they're just quite interesting because I mean, I know all these concocted stories. I've watched your interview from Monday night with Detective Carter. Not Clark. I'm sorry.
They're videotaped over there?
They might be.
I thought that was against the law without me knowing.
It's not against the law. We are law enforcement.
Oh, okay.
Okay? But I've noticed something. It's just interesting. It's when you start to kind of merge into this new concocted story or another rabbit hole, as I like to refer to. You have just this, you know, discerned look on your face and your eyes. I mean, it's just this serious look. And then when the truth hits out of Detective Wallace's mouth from his long-term investigation, and he's putting to you poignant facts that are true, and you know they're true, your eyes just shut and your wheels are just turning in your head, and you're thinking to yourself, and you're saying, damn it, if he ain't right.
No.
Yes.
I'm thinking that the money stuff he talked about, no, you want the money to be the motive, and that's not.
No, what I'm telling you is the money is the motive. The money, Dee Dee, listen to me. When you put it in front of a jury, the jury is going to look like...
The jury will convict me, and you will convict an innocent person.
No, we won't.
And then, you know what? Life will not exist that I know of, because I thought that we lived in society that people wanted the truth.
Okay? The truth is you had something to do with it, and now it's time for you to tell the truth about what happened.
I'm telling you the truth, and you don't want to listen.
No.
You don't care. No, you don't. You don't want the truth.
The detectives then bring up Dee Dee's greed with Abraham's money, explaining that she and her husband would be jailed, leaving their 15-year-old son alone in order to provoke some sympathy for her son and fess up. But Dee Dee is no ordinary person.
I have an innocent man buried on my property rotting. Can I keep my stuff out of the way?
No, I'm saying that I did not do it, and he's saying I'm going to lose everything. And why should I lose everything when I didn't kill the man? I did not kill that man.
I'll tell you the truth. Can I keep my stuff? But no, the money's not the motive. But no, there's a guy that I don't know his name, that I call this guy Ronald, that I was going to pay another guy to be Ronald.
That sneaks up and takes money off the back porch.
Dee Dee, come on. This isn't the world we live in, and you know it. Nobody lives in that world. Nobody. Okay? This is not a book. This is not a made-up story. This is a real life, and it's Lakeland, Florida, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, and it's real life, and this did happen.
Real life.
Real life. This did happen. Real life. I was really scared.
Real life. You're going to go to prison. James is going to go to prison, and RJ's going to be raised by somebody else.
That is not fair to James. James did not.
Then you know what? You're right. It's not fair. So tell the truth and do something fair.
Why are you blackmailing
Do something
me?
fair.
You're telling me only if I tell you what you want to hear in the story you want to hear, then James.
No, if you tell me the truth.
We don't want to hear a story. We don't want to hear something that you think we want to hear. We want to hear the truth. And right now, you are mocking two detectives with this fabricated shit is what you're doing.
And if you thought Dee Dee would give in after being confronted, well, you are in for a treat when you see how she responds to more allegations.
It was going to lead to dead body on your property underneath your slab. You knew it, and you did everything you could, A, to try and make it look like he was alive and somewhere else, and then B, to try and make it look like somebody else did it. You were freaking going to pay a man to say he killed him. You were going to pay an undercover officer $50,000 to say that he killed that man. You were going to have Greg, you were going to have Greg turn around and dig up the man's rotted body. You gave Greg the gun.
And you left that trailer with supplies for a rotting corpse.
So that he could have a proper burial. Because once I found out he was really there, I wanted him to.
You knew he was there since April. You had your husband drink the coal. Come on. You knew where he was at. Are you kidding me?
You calculated every detail of this.
He was there.
You were calculating.
My God.
You positioned that white Ford truck with a trailer, a nice new trailer, with
Greg
a galvanized steel tub,
Greg was telling me to do that.
bleach, Lysol, all that
Greg
crap.
was telling me to
Hang
do
on a
that.
minute. And we have you on store video at several locations buying all this shit.
Didn't Greg tell me to do that? Listen to the thing. Listen to the paper.
It's Dee Dee Moore on the video purchasing this stuff.
Yeah.
Come on,
Go
Dee Dee.
ahead. Arrest me, and I will sit in jail for something I didn't do.
For the rest of your life.
I don't have a choice. It
For
all
the
points to
rest
me
of
because
your
you
life.
don't want to believe
Would you
me.
like an adjoining cell with James?
James does not deserve
I don't think
that.
he'd want to be anywhere near you.
James does not deserve that.
That's what he
has
does. You're
done
right.
nothing.
You're right. He doesn't deserve to be next to you. You're right. I'll make sure it's a different jail because I don't want him
He
next to
does
you.
not deserve that.
He doesn't
has
deserve
not
to be
did
next to you.
nothing. But you're trying to blackmail me by telling me he's
I'm
going to
not
go to
trying to
jail if I
blackmail
don't
you. Blackmailing?
tell you.
There's no blackmailing.
Well, then the story I told you.
Then tell me the truth.
I don't know the guy's name.
Oh my God. So this ruthless killer kills and leaves you alive, a witness. You alive.
The detectives have noticed Dee Dee being protective about her husband going to jail, and as a last resort, they try to trick Dee Dee by making a phone call to make her think they're about to arrest her husband. Detectives, of course, aren't allowed to make threats to the suspect that involve physical harm or denial of food and water. They are, however, allowed to make legal threats regarding family members being charged for being involved in a crime. What happens next is absolutely incredible.
Hey. Yeah. Go on over the houses on Forbes Road and go ahead and get them.
That's not fair. Don't do that.
It's the dude that looks like James Moore.
Okay,
Go ahead
I'll
and get
talk.
him.
Don't.
Go ahead and
Don't.
hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Are you going to talk or not?
Yes.
All right, hold off. But I want
Just
you.
have
I want
a
you
position
3
on
blocks.
Jerry
I want
Smith.
you. I want you there off of Jerry Smith and Trapnell, and wait for my next call.
Do you think we're freaking playing games with you, Dee Dee?
What do you want me to say to not hit
No,
you?
don't. The truth. Don't play this freaking game anymore. You look me straight in the eye and decide your fate right here, right now. Because I got no qualms with locking up your husband with your ass and putting your son in protective custody until we can sort out who can be his guardian. Do you understand me?
Yes.
I'm not playing any more freaking games with you, Dee Dee. Tell me the truth about what happened to and who was involved with you before we go to your ex-husband's house and lock his ass up. And RJ is there right now. Do you think I'm playing games?
No, I don't. But
Sit
that's
back
not
and talk
fair.
to me.
That's not fair.
It is fair. It's reality. It's called solving crimes, Dee Dee. It is law
I
enforcement.
really don't know the guy's name.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
I would not ever shoot another human being. That is really sick. Very sick. Very, very sick.
A valuable witness.
The truth out?
Nah.
Okay.
A valuable witness.
That's it. I'm done.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down now.
That's blackmail.
I'm
That's
done.
blackmail.
No, it's
That's
not.
Why can't I go to jail and take the charges? Why can't I take the
It's going right
charges?
now.
Just say I did.
It's going right now.
No, just say I did.
James is going first.
So you tell me what lie you want me to tell you, and then James can stay there, because that's not fair to him. He did not know anything. He is innocent in all of this, and so you're going to put an innocent man in jail.
But you are not. You are not.
You want me to admit that I
are not.
forcefully, I paid some crazy man to kill. That is not true. I wouldn't pay for a man to get killed.
And it seems our killer has finally accepted defeat at last.
Most selfish woman I've ever seen in my life.
No, I do care.
Who do you care about? When you look in the mirror, I care about me, and that's it.
No, I don't. I'm going to go in prison for something I didn't even do and sit on a mattress with no pillow.
No, they give you pillows in prison. Yeah, they give you pillows.
Oh, I heard they did.
They give you nice pillows and blankets, sheets, all that stuff. You get linens in prison.
Oh.
Yeah. 3 meals a day.
I don't think they're 300
it's just jail?
No, jail you have pillows too.
Everybody told me you didn't get a pillow.
Falkenberg has great pillows. Orient Road has great pillows.
Oh, they told me you
In
didn't
fact,
get
the laundry room's right over here. Yeah, I see it every morning when I come into work. They're out there cleaning the sheets and drying. Oh,
You
yeah,
can get a job too. They can give you a work while you're there. You can clean, you can wash, or you can cook. I mean, do that for the rest of your life.
That's fine. I guess I'm going to have to. I don't have a
Do you know how to
choice.
cook?
I'm
I mean, do you have like culinary skills and stuff?
Yeah, I know how to cook.
Can you cook for 3,000?
That could be valuable over there.
Yeah, I can do that.
Maybe you can do that. You can like stir the beans and put together bologna sandwiches and stuff.
Yeah.
The fact that she was so dramatic about not getting pillows and then just admitted everything once she realized she'd have pillows in prison is crazy. After this interrogation, the detectives had enough proof and Dee Dee was finally charged with first-degree murder. She was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison without parole. She is now where she deserves to be. And a criminal who is dumb and a terrible liar is a dangerous combo, such as this next suspect who ended up telling the whole truth after incriminating himself. In June 2019, 68-year-old Mary Kay Wolfarth, who owned an antique store, was reported missing after she failed to show up to open her shop.
Reported a friend missing earlier today, and I think I need to fill out the paperwork or whatever for a missing person.
And who's missing?
Mary Kay Wolfarth.
Okay, when was the last time you saw her?
1 o'clock yesterday. Saw her at an auction, and then we were supposed to meet again today at 3 o'clock.
Oh,
and
okay.
She didn't show up, and so I went to her house, and her mail and her newspaper were on the porch. Her neighbor said she hadn't come home last night, which is like totally out of character.
Okay.
And she has 2 cats here that I have to feed. So.
Okay.
A missing persons report was soon filed, and an employee of a storage facility recognized Mary and alerted police when an unknown individual accessed her storage locker, to which he had no rights.
Okay, so that's her van? Yes, sir. Can we just start the video and just watch it? Mind if I take a seat? Nope. You got a cushion on. All right.
I'd rather look at you this way than
The footage begins with Mary unloading antiques into her storage unit, and then she leaves to go to the office. While she's gone, the owner of the orange truck walks into her storage unit and waits for her to return. When Mary enters her storage, the door is closed behind her. After several minutes, only the man exits the building. He then cleans up Mary's belongings and drives her vehicle away. When he returns, he goes back into her storage and comes out with 2 large trash cans, and he puts them into his own storage.
Police soon identified the suspect as 35-year-old Michael Olson, who had previously been arrested on unrelated charges. The detectives place Michael in an interrogation room, but don't inform him what he's being questioned for, as they want him to believe he's in trouble for the breaking and entering charges.
Oh, yes.
stupid breaking in there. Are you even kidding me? I can't believe they were calling me for that. See, they're sitting there all dead. These things are gonna fall anyway. The pants are gonna fall off. I lost so much damn weight. Oh shit, now I gotta piss. Fuck. Nope. I've got to take a leak in the worst way. I'm about to piss my pants. Hold it, hold it. Hey, I gotta take a leak. What's the status?
The suspect's actions, as gross as they may be, hint that he may have been checking himself subtly for any scratches left behind by the victim. Not wanting to scare Michael off into asking for a lawyer, the detectives ask him about his breaking and entering charges, pretending that those aren't a big deal.
Their freaking bedroom door open so they could start getting all the shit out of there. So they asked me to help them get all the out of the basement and out of the bedroom.
What was you supposed to get out of the basement?
All the Antoinette's clothes, all the freaking the bed that was down there, cluttering up everything. They tried to have 6 people living in that little place. That's a hazard. You can't do that.
Okay.
And my dad lives right next door. He's like, he can't. He hates that.
Okay. So just so I understand it, they yelled out the window to you
in the morning. That was at like 8:30 this morning. Yeah. Then I was there. What neighbor called? Because I mean, didn't the neighbor see me doing mulch?
I don't know which neighbor it was.
It doesn't even matter. But dude, I was doing mulch for him. And that wasn't like I was charging him for everything. I went and got him a pack of cigarettes. Can you go get cigarettes, Mike, for us? Of course I did. Yeah. Okay. I've been staying there since February of 18 with my dad after I moved out of the TPO with my ex-girlfriend. And now I'm fucking getting in trouble for helping.
So you were living in that house where your dad lives too?
Yes, okay. Yes. Isn't that where my address is? That's on my license.
To be honest with you, I didn't pull it up. Okay. But yeah, I know, but I wasn't for certain if you were living with somebody else or.
No, it was not. This is so stupid.
Okay. And then when we came in, we arrived and you were in the basement at that time.
Yeah, I was getting stuff out of the basement. And all of a sudden I heard, is there anybody here? And I was like, that. And I was like, oh, and then I came out. I wasn't ducking down like the one officer said. I was freaking trying to get some stuff clean for him. And why wouldn't they lie to me? Why would they say that I was trying to steal stuff? God, I've lived there for...
I don't know if they actually said you were trying to steal something.
Well, then what am I doing here?
Because they said that they didn't know that you were in the house.
Oh my God! Did you see how intoxicated she was? They drink all day, every day. They drink a liter of Kamchatka damn near every day. That's why Bob has he has a blood alcohol monitor on his ankle. I thought it was house arrest at first, and I said, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing?" They didn't recognize me when I came back because I've been staying with my mom a little bit here and there. Me and my dad butt heads. I'm not living there full on with my dad, but I will go down every once in a while, do some laundry when I need to get away from my mother. My mother's a bear. But Bob didn't even recognize me.
When, today or?
Yesterday. No. Yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, Bob didn't recognize me. He thought I was Josh.
You shaved your head.
Yes, exactly. If you get my phone, I can show you all the videos that I have of Bob and Rose and how...
Michael acts nervous when the police mention his breaking and entering record. He allegedly used to live in the same place he was accused of breaking into, and the only reason police were called was because the homeowner had mistaken him for someone else. The detectives hint that Michael is in trouble for something bigger when they ask him about his shaven head, for which Michael has a quick answer to.
Like probably 3 or 4 days ago, I was just being goofy and just shaving around. My cousin's coming in from town, he's a Marine. I wanted to do something funny for him, and heck, I've never shaved my head before, really. I mean, a couple times, but not like shaved it.
Right.
It feels kind of good. I kind of like it.
A little cooler in the summer, right?
Yeah, exactly. And literally, I think, so I went to I played courthouse baseball with a buddy of mine back, I think I played from when I was 27 until about 30. Anyway, in the Thurman Munson Stadium, I didn't have gel and I didn't have my hat. So I was going like this, it was in my face, I was like, I'm getting rid of it.
So today you were mulching throughout the thing there? Okay.
Yeah.
And then, is that pretty much all you were doing today?
Yes.
Around the house?
Yes, exactly.
Did you ever leave?
Well, yeah, of course I left to go get the mulch, and then I went up, where else did I go? I went to get them pack of cigarettes, went to the liquor store, got them to drink. I was gonna go golf. I had golf league tonight.
Okay.
Oh, I got itch, so.
And then, you went to the liquor store for them?
No, for me, for myself. Yeah, for myself. Bob's not, I guess Bob's not allowed to drink anymore. He's got the thing.
Okay.
Because I saw him leave the house, but, you know, if it was an ankle bracelet, it would have gone off. It's a blood alcohol content monitor, I imagine.
Okay.
So.
And then did you use that trailer that's in the back?
No, my dad, okay, so I did go another place today. My dad called me up and he said he forgot the finish gun. And I was down there mulching. It's an orange pass load. You know, we got tools right inside the place there, so I had to drive out the bath, give him that, and I came back.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, what's the name of the address? I don't know the actual numbers, 7 something, but it's on Camry Road up Ira, out there in Bath.
Okay. And they're saying, obviously, you know.
The one thing I hate in this world is a thief. I'm not a thief. I was helping them out, as I've always done. But I've come around, when I was living there on the regular, I'd come around the corner there and I almost would run Bob over. He'd be face down and I'd freaking grab him from being too drunk. And I'd pick him up and take him back inside.
Okay.
The detectives leave the room, leaving Michael to complain about his handcuffs. But when they return, they have a sergeant join them. Michael's reaction to seeing the sergeant is incomparable. He realizes that this is more than just a simple misunderstanding.
Come on, can you please take these off? I don't believe you.
All right, Mike.
Cool.
Hey, you all right? Yeah. This is Sergeant Dan Marks.
Hey, how you doing, bud? All this over a suspected B&E. This is retarded.
I'm trying to find a different chick. That didn't
Michael, no, that one's a lot better.
Michael, right?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Michael, how you doing, man?
All right. So I read your Miranda rights. You understand those?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Keeping those rights in mind, we'd like to talk to you about another issue. So today, you told Detective Brady that you were mulching out there at Coventry?
Yes. Yeah, I went up to Atkins Finest Mulch store, got the mulch from.
Where's that at?
Copper Road.
Okay. Did you, well, we met your dad today, and he was saying that...
You met my dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you talk to your dad on the phone today at all?
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah.
And
what'd you guys talk about?
You ran out of gas?
Yeah, I ran out of gas. I've been running out of gas a lot lately. I've been a little bit broke. Yeah, so.
Okay. Like he asked, what would you guys talk about, you and your dad?
Like he said, he called me up earlier to go get I had to bring up the pass load finish gun, and then that was about it. So.
Did he say that we wanted to talk to you?
We?
The Akron police?
No, not at all.
I think he texted you, called you on the phone.
I mean, I got a couple calls, but I didn't. That was after I went over and dropped the tool off. I didn't talk to him. I was busy doing the mulching down there. That's where he lived. It was kind of
the icing on the cake is that Michael's father is the owner of the storage unit where Mary's body had been found. He had helped the police in finding his son by showing the officers text messages he and Michael exchanged. In these text messages, Michael's father urges Michael to turn himself in.
Storage unit up there, up on North Hill.
Yeah. Well, it's
your dad.
It's my dad's. Yeah, it ain't mine.
Who has access to it?
Me and my dad. Yeah, and then there's
anyone else?
No, but I mean, I don't know if you know about theft that was up there not that long ago. This guy used to get into all the units, stole all types of shit. Silver Tim Bolser. I don't know if you know that name. But no. Yeah, but me and my dad are the only ones that had the keys for it. But yeah, so that's.
Okay. When was the last time you were there?
I was up there. Either this morning or yesterday morning. I can't remember what actually day it was. Yeah.
Were you getting something out, or were you?
No, I was getting ready to, the lady who lives next door in the brick house, she gave me, she had me help her move out this big stereo thing. I was gonna spray paint it and sell it on, what do you call it, Facebook sell or whatever, yeah, so.
Now, are you aware that, that storage area, they've got all kinds of cameras?
Oh, yeah, because of the theft, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Your dad said sometimes you sleep down there?
The only reason I slept in there is because I was so tired from like if this represents the floor of the unit, you couldn't even walk in it as of a couple weeks ago. So I was cleaning it out for him, trying to get it functional again. But yeah, I crashed up there one night just because I fell asleep and I was like, I was so tired. And then sometimes I go stay next door with Beverly. She lets me go in there.
Who's Beverly?
There's a brick house right next door to the shop, and that's the guy, actually, his mother, who was stealing from all the storage units. Yeah, but she evicted him. He hasn't been around in a while, so thank God I haven't seen that guy in a while.
Okay. So we actually, like we said, we met your dad. We met your dad up there at the storage unit, and we both were standing next to him when he was trying to call you, and he said. That you had gotten a ride from somebody that they were bringing you up to the storage unit.
That's what my dad said.
Yeah.
What kind of vehicle do you drive?
Orange Dodge Dakota.
Any other vehicles?
No, just that one.
Have you driven any other car in the last, say, week?
No. No.
Michael's body shows multiple signs indicating that he's lying. He is constantly itching, playing with parts of his body, and rocking back and forth. It seems as though his guilt is surfacing and he's nervous about getting caught.
When was the last time you were up at the storage unit?
Like I said, yesterday morning, can't remember what day it was.
Were you up there Monday?
What's today?
Today is Wednesday.
Monday.
2 days ago.
I've been up there sporadically throughout the last week. I don't know exactly which day, but what's today? Wednesday? No, I don't think I was up there Monday. No, was it?
Okay.
Were you with anybody when you were up there?
No. I mean, I just pretty much ride solo. I mean, Dick Richard Leslie, the guy that owns the place, comes back every once in a while to hang out. Talk. Yeah, Dick.
Do you ever see anybody else that has storage units up there or talk to anybody?
Oh, well, there's a couple old timers to my right. I think his dad's his son is Black Keys, the group, yeah. And then sometimes I see the people across from us, they're porters, they got all types of, oh my gosh, it's to the brink. I thought our shop was bad. Mm-hmm. And then Jake Leslie and I,
When's the last time you saw them?
I don't know, 3-4 days ago, something like that, 5 days. I literally, my days have been running together so much as I've been freaking going crazy.
She looking like?
That's Dave and Kathleen? Katie? That's the same name, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Who is she?
She has a storage unit up there, I think, with her, I thought it was her husband, Dave, or something like that. I met him before.
Which unit?
I don't know what the letter is. I have no idea. It's
next to you, across from you?
Across from me, in the middle building.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw her?
Probably Saturday, Sunday, something like that. I was up there doing some stuff around the shop.
It's interesting to watch Michael fall apart from anxiety and the fear of being caught, but he doesn't seem to be the smartest individual in the world. He claims to know where the cameras are in the storage unit, yet murdered a woman in broad daylight. He then tries to lie his way out of the situation, but can't keep his story straight because of his nervousness.
Why am I even being asked this?
Well, somebody said you guys were dating.
No, we're not dating. Oh my gosh. Who said that?
I forget who it was, but...
Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous, man.
Well, Mike, the video shows that you were talking to her Monday.
So, okay, I told you my days were all like.
And both of your storage units were open. You were going in and out of both units.
Were you in her unit?
Was I in her unit? No, just right outside the door. I mean, Matt might have ventured in there to look at a couple stuff when she was right there. So yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been in her unit?
Not before that, no.
Okay, but Monday, you did not go in the unit?
Oh,
just
Tony, I mean, I really don't know. I was standing there, I was talking to her, she cleaned out my, what do you call it, shop vac, and I just am bad on the timeline of the dates. I really don't know, so.
Okay.
But I never was actually like, I mean, maybe right outside the door, but all the way in the back, no, I've never been there. You can't even, there's a freaking wall of stuff you can't get through there.
I guess she hasn't been in your unit?
She brought me, she dusted off the shop vac, and, you know, I wanted her to see, because everyone that drove by, I saw how disgusting it was. I was like, hey, look.
A lot better.
I'm actually doing a lot better, yeah.
Good. Yeah. So, would her DNA be in your storage unit?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
No. Why would her DNA?
Well, the reason I think we're asking about her is because the family made a report. They haven't seen her in a couple of days. So we're trying to find her.
DNA? Why? No, she was, if anything, she stepped right inside my unit and gave me and she blew off the filter for my shop vac that I was using. This is ridiculous.
Okay, so on Monday, her sister got a phone call, or actually a message left on her machine, saying Katie was telling her she has this handyman named Jim Olson.
Oh yeah, her sister in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I was gonna do a little road to work trip for her, but
okay. Remember having that conversation?
Yeah.
Monday?
Oh, I don't know if it was. I mean, like I said, it could have been Monday. What? Just Wednesday. Sometimes I'll go I'll say, hey, I've been about 7 minutes or so, and that was it was like 7 minutes ago. It was like a week ago, or my timeline gets fucked up every once in a while, and people are like, dude.
The detective then asks if Michael uses any drug that could possibly account for his current behavior.
Sorry. Let me ask you something that's totally unrelated, and it doesn't matter. You hooked on anything? What kind of using?
I smoke weed every once in a while, but it gives me a little bit of uppity energy.
And nothing else?
Nothing else.
So you saw her Monday, or sometime in the last couple of days.
Yeah, last couple of days, yeah.
Yeah, because she's been missing for a couple of days, so we've been trying to find her. Do you have any idea where she might be? Did she talk about where she was going?
No idea. She did not say where she was going.
No?
No.
Again, there's video, and this was Monday. It shows you moving her van.
No.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't moving her van.
Yeah, I mean, video doesn't lie. Can you explain that?
No, I can't.
Shows you moving the video.
Moving the video?
Moving the van.
Yes.
Alright, you drove out.
Drinking from an empty water bottle is a classic sign of anxiety. Anxiety makes a person sweaty, which in turn makes them want to consume more water to stay hydrated.
You found blood in her unit?
You found blood in her unit?
Yeah. Do you have any cuts from when you were...
I've got cuts all the time from working construction, man. All the time.
Again, is that blood going to be yours? Or?
Oh yeah, this is. I'm a picker, so sometimes I'll get in there and scratch my nose.
But again, the blood that we found in her unit.
Oh, is it gonna be my blood? No. How would that be my blood? I didn't cut myself over there, so no. But I do. I mean, if I could have shed something, because I always do have look. I've got tons of cuts all over. We're always working construction, dude. That's what I do.
Michael, we've been working on this for a couple hours. We got pretty far along in the investigation. There's going to be a time when there's going to be a narrative given of what happened.
Okay.
So usually, I tell people that you want to be in control of the narrative. You don't want me to give the narrative myself.
Yeah.
We find evidence. Different things, hair, blood, different objects, and we can kind of piece together what happened. So, sometimes people fuck up, and they do something, they get themselves in a predicament, they get worried. something happened on accident, they get scared, they try to cover it up, they don't want to, try to explain it. Well, now's the time to explain what happened that day.
What's today, Monday?
Whatever day it was.
Tuesday or Sunday, there's nothing to explain. No.
There's nothing to explain.
Well, we found blood in your unit, your storage, a lot of blood. And hair. Do you want to explain that?
I mean, I cut myself on some glass and...
What about hair?
How long have you been keeping your hair like that?
Literally like 2-3 days.
Okay.
Literally like 2-3 days.
Well, you said, I think you said it was about 3 or 4 days ago, earlier.
Well, 3-4 days, 2-3 days. Like I said, I don't know how my timeline is, man. It sucks.
We found lots of blood in your storage unit.
Lots of blood.
We found sticks, instruments with a lot of blood.
No way.
Like Sergeant Marks said.
Someone's going to frame me or something. This is ridiculous.
No, you just said that the only 2 people that have access to your unit.
But somebody, like, if you ever look up in the soffit, that fucking Tim, he's trying. I bet he's trying to get back.
No.
I don't think that's the one that they're...
We have video of you talking to Katie.
Well, yeah, I've talked to Katie before.
Talking to her on Monday, driving her van away. Her keys were found in your dad's basement today. No. How did Tim get out there and plant that?
Tim fucking East.
No.
That's not the narrative you want to try to deal with. That's not going to work for you, buddy.
You can just tell he is one of those guys destined to be locked up for life and isn't necessarily too concerned about it. It's where he belongs, and even he knows it. When confronted with Mary's murder, Michael remains quiet, formulating yet another lie to get him out of the situation. After contemplating for a while, Michael finally decides to come clean.
We have the sticks.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened, Michael. I mean, it's probably going to help you. I mean, you can't feel good holding this in.
No, not really. No, I just...
Tell us what happened.
I snapped, man. I just... Something came over me, I don't know.
What made you?
My ex-girlfriend, dude, it was a downfall. It's not she doesn't want to hold a gun to me, my ex-girlfriend, but she made me a different person because of her toxic, narcissistic ways. I was mentally, verbally, emotionally abused. I don't know, just I snapped and Katie said something about my fucking ex-girlfriend. I don't know. You know what?
Well,
yeah, I snapped.
Tell us what happened.
I think you know what happened. I think you're just getting me wanting to say it.
That's why I told you, this is your narrative. This is your chance to say for your story.
Yeah, well, I just...
Are you just a cold-blooded, homicidal maniac?
Not at all.
Or was it heat of the moment?
Heat of the moment type of thing. Just snapped.
So take us through it, man.
I just went over there, hit her on the head. That was it.
What'd you hit her on the head with?
Yes, something
like a metal pipe, a walking stick?
Something in there.
Wooden?
Yeah, it was actually a piece of the, I don't need to see that, a piece of the fireplace stick looking one of those broken. I don't know what I just saw it, grabbed it, and I just snapped it.
Did you do it in her unit, or?
And then I just tried to get rid of the evidence, but let's see what I didn't do. Because I knew about the cameras.
Where's the van?
No idea. I parked it in the hood somewhere.
How'd the keys end up down at your dad's?
I took the key off there, and I was going to get rid of those. I was going to wipe them off. It was dumb. I shouldn't have never done it. Obviously, I'm going to jail for the rest of my life, but I snapped, man. I've been so emotionally and verbally abused. You have no idea. I got a mother that, staying with. I'm 35 years old. You have no idea.
Now that Michael has confessed, it seems a weight has been lifted off his shoulder as he seems more calmer and settles into a comfortable position.
Where do we go from here?
Well, I mean, you know, you're going to get arrested. You get arraigned, you get a bond, you get an attorney.
Yeah, I actually could use the attorney. Mark Bowie was my attorney for the TPO thing. Maybe he'll represent me.
Well, only certain attorneys can represent cases of this nature. So, I mean, in the long run, you could sit there and say, hey, I mean, I came off the bullshit story, and you can look at the judge and ask for some. You could ask the family first if they're doing this, and the judge, they give you a little bit of mercy. And
yeah, I mean, I'll spend the rest of my life in prison. I don't want to die because I can't do good works. I've been a good person my whole life. I snapped because people have been riding my ass.
So you were talking to her. What'd she say that reminded you of your girlfriend?
We were kind of talking about her a little bit, and she said that maybe you did this to her or whatever.
So she was blaming you?
Yeah, I never did a thing to that ex-girlfriend of mine. I treated her like a fucking queen.
So you said you just saw something laying there? Alright. Is there anything else you can think of that you want to know?
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. Do you have any other questions? I mean, you can ask me, but not that I can think of. I think we're pretty much, you got a confession, didn't you?
Well, like I told you, I mean, I think we knew enough. It's just up to you for your narrative.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should have never done it. For some reason, I snapped. And,
well, like you said, it was you getting it off your chest. Doesn't make you look like a cold-blooded killer.
I'm not. I mean, this is one stupid thing that I'll never be able to live down, but
I have never seen someone so directly murder another person and dispose of their body so clearly on camera. Incredibly dumb, but incredibly chilling. Michael was finally charged with first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. If you enjoyed this video, watch this one and don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.